Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on Ravenport. We are going to carry straight on from where we left off in the last episode, so let's get to it. Last episode in the Higher Hill series in episode 15, and we had this baler that was propelling us all around the field. Several years ago now, admittedly, but that was kind of what was going on with it. And then in episode 17... I was disappointed. I was very disappointed that it didn't do the same, and so I'm curious what's going to happen. I suspect that we'll have a similar thing to 17 rather than 15, which is it's not great. It's a little bit unfortunate that it's going to do that, because it's much more funny that when it propels you around the map, but I guess that's what they got to do. I don't really know why it's had to change like that. I don't really understand the physics behind it, but still, it's going to be great. Whichever one it does, I'm sure it's going to be highly amusing. If I can do it, and I can remember to do it before we finish this series, it would be something I'd like to try. I'm just wondering what crop we should use for it. Whether we should just do some mowing and do it, or I could actually just leave a little bit of the hay behind and we could do it like that, because I mean, once we've tested the baler, so I could always leave a little bit behind so that we can have a little play around right at the very end of the series with the last of the hay. I think I might do it like that. That's going to be the plan. But we've done twice around the field now, so we've done a little bit of a test. Next test that we want to do is we want to get our trailer and we want to start going around and gathering up the bales. So we need to go up and we need to get the truck from the top field and we need to start gathering things up. But before I do that, we might want to just see if any of the big buds need a little bit more seed or anything like that. Right, I'm going to go there. I'm going to stop you. I'm going to unload it. There's two bales right there. I'll move you forward out here a little bit. And I'll just shut you down. Right. Let's gather up these bales. So we can pick them up, we can carry them round, and we can drop them down like that. If you use the middle mouse button, we can rotate these round however we want. In theory. Now, we do only have a single pivot on them, which does make it difficult to line anything up exactly straight how you'd like it, but at least it's better than having nothing at all. So we can bring that over there, sort of like that. It's still very difficult to move stuff round by hand. Moving stuff round by hand is definitely... There's no sort of easy controls for it. It's still very jerky movements and stuff like that, which does have a tendency to make it difficult. Especially when you're trying to just rotate something a little bit. So there, you can put it there. So, a lot of time and a lot of patience, and you would be able to put a load of small bales all loaded up onto something. So I want to go... It's this one that I want to go to, but I just want to check on these. 9% left on you. So we'll stop that one right there a minute. And then we'll go to... You're still going. That's good. Actually, I think you're about to finish. You over here... Yes, he has just finished. This one over here has got 40%. So that one's actually fine. We can leave that one where it is. I want to go back to that one right there. And I want to load up the seed. So... I'll get these pallets loaded up. It's just the seed that I want to load up. I don't want to load up the fertilizer. The fertilizer can stay there, and I'll load it into the fertilizer spinner in a bit. We'll finish each of the fields with the fertilizer spinner. Am I going... Oh, I have got that one. Now what have I got? I want to go this way over here. I want to get these, so that I can load these up. And just go like that, and it'll load those straight into it. Right, that's all the seed loaded in, and now I can close... Wait. I'm hoping I can close this down. There, it goes to that one. and then it folds up. Right. So now I can go over to the big bud down the bottom. I've only got 6,000 litres of seed, which is not enough to do a great deal. So we may have to go and get more seed before we finish this. Well, you know what? I'm not sure about that. We may not. Oh. No, this one's barely done half. I don't think we've even done half the field yet. Although it is on an angle, isn't it? We have done a fair slice. This one hasn't done very much yet. This one's got a lot still to do. It's a big old chunk on there. Plus, we've got to go around the edge. And I've got to go around the edge on that one. So, yeah, I'm not sure that we have enough seed left. We'll find out. But let's bring this one over here. And I'll unload the seed like that. That'll dump it all out in a line. And then I'll move you out of the way a minute. You can just go down to there. And then I want to go to the big bud right here. And all I need to do is just back up to those seed pallets and start loading it up. We've still got 500 litres of cotton on here. But if I back it up like that, I should be able to load up several of them. There's a parked one. And there should be a few more of these here that I can put in. So it really doesn't take very much in here. What's the total? It's like 5,500 or something. So I can refill this one completely. And then I've still got enough seed up here to... Ooh, no, I need to go back a bit more. I've still got enough seed up here that... Oh, I've only got 3,000 left. I can at least do a little bit in the other one. No, not really. Yeah, that's full. 5,800. I don't really have enough to do any more at all, to be honest. We've done down that side. I'm thinking I'll go over here now. And I'll start working down this side, just in case it tries to miss any. There's probably going to be one or two little tiny bits that I'll have to tidy up. But, yeah, I'm not sure it'll be able to... I can't remember if it did it properly with the cultivator on this side or not. So I'll start it here, like that. And I'll just press H right on there. It will lower in, and you're away. Perfect. Okay, that one's going to do that. We've got the other one's underway anyway. You're doing just fine. You've still got enough to... You've got enough to go on with for a minute or two, so you'll be alright for a moment. I will go over to here, and... I'm going to unhitch that... No, actually, no. No, don't, because... If we're taking the truck down to the bottom, I've got 2 pallets of seed right here. I'll be able to get a little bit more seed for the other one. So I just bring that back to here. The fertilizer I'll use elsewhere. I can start loading this up immediately. 1,000 litres in there, 1,095. There, like that. And... Right, that'll pop that one over to there. And then it'll start folding it up. And we want to get across the railway and get down to the farm. Hopefully without the train turning up. We can do this without... Yeah, it's going to do it without getting hung up. That's good. Yeah, I got a little bit of work to do around this field with the fertilizer spreading, but we'll deal with that later. If I get this one down to the farm, I can park this one next to the seeds. We can load that up, and then when we're ready to bring the lorry back up again, I've got a full load of seed. I can load those up very nicely. So we kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It's a very quick and easy way of doing this. Whiz you one round this way, and whiz you one round this way as well. Don't tip over, although... Oh no, did this one try to tip over? I don't think this one tried to tip over. We certainly tried to tip over the other one. We had a long list of disasters with the other one, so let's just unfold the seed fill point there, and what I'm hoping is if I go to there, like that, and then start filling it, if I unhitch it, it keeps filling it. Right, that's perfect. Start it filling, and then I can just leave it there, and that should keep going until he's filled right up with seed. You, on the other hand, you're the one that we want next, and we're just going to drive around the field very quickly with this trailer, because this is the only auto-load we got at the moment that has a small bale script in it. I've got... Oh, wait. There is another pack that we've got of auto-load trailers. We use them on the multiplayer server. They don't have small bales on them at the moment. This one, though... This one already has small square bales. This one already has small square bales on it. So, in theory, I should be able to start loading. I pressed U right next to the big bales there. It didn't do anything. So hopefully, yes. Although it's a long way back from the front of the trailer. It's picking them up from both sides. This is, I like this a lot. It means that we've got plenty of room on here. 310 bales the counter is on the side there. We'll see if it picks up all, well, I don't know if I don't think we've got 310 bales here at the moment. We can find out. I can go here and I can have a look at the data right there. Created bales this session. We've got 141. 141 small bales. Let's bring that over there. I'm tempted to try doing some small bales on the time-lapse series. Now, I did do small bales once on the time-lapse series back in FS17. I did it on the Italian map. And it sort of worked all right. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't to everybody's tastes, me doing the small bales. And after that, I only did it once, and then I switched over to big bales. But it was fun. And I am tempted to try and do that again. It could be an interesting little exercise to try. It doesn't cross over the bales when you're loading them up, but that's largely to do with the whole lag effects. If you try and cross the bales over when you're loading them on something like this, it does cause some serious lag issues. Does not like, the game doesn't like it at all. Right, we haven't got enough to, I suspect that it doesn't just do it in that block there. I reckon it will do some more. So I'm going to bring it to there. I'm going to stop it loading. And I'm going to unload it onto the trailer. We'll see what that does. Whoa! Ha ha ha! Okay, those bales right there are slightly bigger than the script bales. Oh, wait a minute. It's now moved them, it's put them in a different place. But yeah, these bales are slightly different size to the ones for the script by the look of it. But it looks like they're, that's why they've just exploded crazily when we unloaded them. Do that, yeah. That's why they're exploding, because the bales are actually bigger than the script is allowing for. The script isn't designed for these particular bales. The script is designed for a slightly smaller bale so that when you unload them it does that. It'll be interesting to see what happens with all 300 bales on that script as well. I suspect, because the second time we loaded it put them in a different position, I suspect that what's actually going to happen is the script is taken from a smaller trailer and it's just been copied straight as it is. Okay, this baler has got a lot of wear on it now. The ability for the baler to wear out it's done it very, very quickly. It's done it extremely quickly, actually. Right, let's get a few more bales. That's our next task. We'll ignore everything else that's going on, and we're just going to concentrate on getting a few more bales baled up and then loaded onto that trailer. I want to get one full load on that trailer. Although we've already shown that it doesn't auto-load properly, I suspect, though, that the creator of that trailer will pretty quickly make adjustments. He's uploaded a lot of updates for that trailer. Made a lot of tweaks and alterations to suit as people have sort of raised various questions, concerns, and requests and so on. And he's done it very, very quickly. I was very surprised at how fast updates and that have come out for it, which is absolutely brilliant, by the way. It's a really good thing. I love it when a modder is like that keen to make their product work right from the beginning. Helper F has completed their task. I don't know who Helper F is. That's got to be one of the big buds. We'll have a look at that in a minute. We're not going to have a look at it just for a second. We're baling. We've got baling to do. We need to make sure that we get this baled up, and this is going very nicely. This is going very, very nicely now. You go and grab that little bit there. There we go. Bring this on round. So yes, it'd be interesting to see if that trailer is going to get an update to cope with these small bales here, or whether he's going to do an update that is going to use a different size of bale, or whether like the modder is going to be working with someone else who's doing a different small bale, so it's going to be a slightly different size. It's always interesting to see what develops. I like small bales. One thing I don't like about small bales is that when they first turn up, generally the only way to pick them up is by hand, and that sucks all the fun out of small bales. Real life, yeah, you would have to pick the bales up by hand, and that's fine, but I've done that so much in real life that I've no intention of doing it very much in the game. So I keep a close eye on any autoloaders that will allow me to play around with the bales and skip the whole loading them by hand fiasco, purely because that's what I'm like. You know, I'm very, very lazy at heart, and I don't want to be picking small bales up. It's hard work. So it'll be interesting to see what develops. Now, this is a brand new model. This is a whole new thing. There is a couple of small bale handlers in the world that they pick the bales up a layer at a time and load them up like that, kind of like the artisan stacker does with the big bales, but it gathers up several small bales all at once and does it like that. And it's going to be quite interesting to see if we get something along those lines in this game. If anybody is going to actually make one for small bales, that's one that I'd really like to see turn up. Another one that I would love to see turn up at some point is another type of small bale collector. It's an old one. It was made by New Holland. I think it was New Holland. It's red and yellow, so it's either New Holland or Pottinger, I think. I'm pretty sure it's New Holland, though. New Holland did a lot of work with small bale handling many years ago. That was like a specialist subject for them for a little while. So there's quite a lot of small bale equipment out there that was made by New Holland several years ago. You've even got self-propelled bale collectors from New Holland, and they look absolutely brilliant, like a small lorry that has got been built into the thing. They look really cool. You just go and search it up on YouTube, the real ones, self-propelled bale small bale collectors or conventional bale collectors. They look absolutely fantastic. And so I'd like to, I'm kind of hoping that something like that will turn up, but there's another one. It's a trailer, and it goes along, and it's got a little thing that sticks off to the side, and it picks up a small bale. And then the small bale goes up this chain and onto the trailer, but the entire trailer consists of one big long chain all the way through. That's the entire trailer is. And so the bales, as they're picked up, the chain just slowly moves round on the baler all the way through, and it just kind of works its way right the way round to the top of the trailer, and eventually the whole thing is full. And then you drive back to the farm, and then you reverse. Actually, no, you don't reverse the chain. You just keep the chain keeps going in the same direction, and it unloads through an unloading spout all the bales at the top, and they just sort of spiral round and round and round and round and spiral out the top. No idea what the thing is called. I've seen a few videos of them being used, and they look genuinely awesome. It would be fantastic if a mod turned up with something like that. And those things do look really, really awesome. There's something about them you sort of think it's the ultimate in bale handling. Imagine it'd be a little bit of a nuisance to try and use. I have seen a modern version of that doesn't require an entire specialist trailer with this big long chain that I imagine is the reason that it didn't take off. Is because that specialist chain would break and be expensive to replace. That would be something that could definitely break fairly easily, I would have thought. And that's going to cause you some problems. You don't really want that. Let's just drop that down there a second. Now, I said that I was going to leave some of this stuff behind, some of these bales behind, so that we can test out a 1 litre bale. So I'm going to do one more pass across this field. We've got a very old and worn out baler now. Actually, I kind of like the fact that the baler is worn out so fast, so that for the most part you are using a worn out old baler, which is quite cool. So you basically you get like a small pickup, kind of like the thing that's the pickup thing on the Artisan stacker, where it's just like a chain, but it's designed for a small baler, designed for a small bale. And the way that it works is you fasten it onto the side of any trailer. It's a trailer of your choice, and it's either run by an engine on itself, or it's run by oil and powered by the tractor that's pulling the trailer. You just drive around the field and it picks up the bales. So you just drive in a straight line following where the baler has gone like this, and it will pick up the bale that's on the floor, and it runs it up this little conveyor straight onto the trailer. And then there's people on the trailer, and they're stacking them away onto the bed. So it does still require, that version obviously still requires manual handling of the bales, which some of the other versions, they don't require manual handling of the bales, and that's kind of the beauty of them. But this version does, but it still allows you to get the bales from the ground onto the trailer without the back-breaking labor of having to actually physically pick the bales up, which I say goes very strongly in its favor of being a rather useful item to have. So yeah, you got a couple of different options there. I'm going to bring that one over to there a minute, and we're going to stop. So there is our baler. After its hard day in the field, it's looking very worn out. The wear, I would guess kind of the wear and the mud accumulation and so on, the factors on them are a little tiny bit out, so I would guess that does... It may be updated at some point, it may not, but we now have a small baler. I am hoping against hope that the person who made this small baler, because this seems to be a whole new mod and not just a conversion of an existing one, I'm really hoping that the person who's made this will also make some form of equipment to pick the bales up and to move them in quantity, because that over there is great, but it's not quite what we want. 225 bales, that's not enough. It was 310, wasn't it? Okay, start up again. 225, I need 310 bales. If I'm going to get a full load, that's what we want. We want to test this out with a full load of bales. So we'll go down through, we'll do 2 more passes. We'll see how that goes. I know that we've got a big bud parked up in the field. Well, actually, both big buds aren't doing anything at the moment. We're going to need to get those moving again. But I want to find out what's going to happen with this. It's very, very important that we find out what happens with this. So if we do 2 more passes, I think that's going to cover most of what we want to cover. But yeah, does anybody know of any mods that are publicly being worked on? I know a lot of modders have their Facebook pages and so on, and they will tell you what mods they're working on. If you know that it's being sort of kept a secret, then I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Don't go posting it anywhere. I'm not asking you to break anybody's trust or anything like that. But if you know of any mods that are being worked on that are to do with handling small bales, let me know in the comment section. I want to know all small bale related modding activity that is going on at the moment that anybody is aware of, because quite frankly, we've got the small baler now, we've got the small bales right here. I am now really keen to see what else we've got in the way of small bales, and whether we've got very much else sort of planned to be turning up, because that trailer over there, whilst it's great, that's definitely not particularly suitable for going and picking up large quantities of small bales. And also, this is rather slow. It would maybe, I mean, yeah, although, you know, fair enough. Small bales are slow. It's a slow process to make the small bales. If you go too fast, the bales will be shooting out the back with this game anyway. And I probably won't go doing small bales in a time-lapse. Again, that was a one-off, so I probably won't do it again. I'm not going to rule it out, though. Definitely not going to I'm not going to like flat out say it'll never happen again. But yeah, it might not. Okay, that's actually looking really cool. All of these small bales that we've got across the field right here, that is looking genuinely awesome. I am loving this. Absolutely loving this baler, and the whole everything that we got going on over here, it just looks very cool. Now, can I get round that corner? And bale up some of these little odd bits that we've got left behind. I think I can. There we go. I'll get that bit at least. There. And... right, now how many bales have I got? We've got 267. I will unload these, and we will load the 267 bales that we've got. Does that make 269? That does make 269. Right, so I will go and move these off out of the way, and we will load up the small bales that we've got. We'll do that, and I just want to very quickly see how these guys are doing. So you've got... oh. That one turned the other way and went off and did some work. Quite why it decided to do that half of the field, I don't really know. But at least we've still got a load of seed in here, so I can go and load that one up. The other one doesn't have any seed, so I can't really do a lot with that one at the moment. But I'll bring you over to there, and... yeah, of course you have. You're not going to like that, are you? So let me move you on up a little bit there, and you can go. Okay. That one will be a good boy, and it'll go there. You have run out of seed, so we'll ignore you for now. And we'll go back to our truck over here. We will load up all of these bales. There. 310 bales. Right there. So we'll start going down through here. Now, on the outside round... as long as we get centered, it should load up a couple lots. And I'll go up round there, like this. And then I want to go down through the middle here. Excellent. I'm not going to worry about doing this too neat and tidy. But yeah, it's definitely put the bales in a different space now, hasn't it? It's not quite close enough together to be able to gather both rows. Sort of. I want to go up and grab those two a minute. And then I want to come back down. Actually, those other two are a little bit closer together. It was because of the way the baler was facing when we were going up through and baling. So there's 211 bales. I'm on another layer. And it's just got one block on here. So this script was simply taken from a smaller trailer. And it hasn't been adapted. Whereas... I suspect that the script was actually taken from the trailers, the green trailers that I used in FS17 and adapted from that, because that script, it had the block of bales in roughly this kind of size, but also the bales that when I was loading them, it did exactly the same as this. They weren't quite suited for these right here. Now, in real life, the bales would be crossed over. You would definitely be crossing them over in real life. You wouldn't be loading them like this. So we get the idea. It's going to load them up like that until you've got a full layer. And it's just going to finish that layer to finish them off. So if I press U to stop loading, we will press B to put them out to the side. And we'll do that. And yeah, puts all the bales back. And it goes slightly loopy with them. So we know that the bales load. But we also know that it's not entirely brilliant the way that it does load them. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. But we do have bales there that have loaded. So I'm quite happy with that we are... well, there we go, folks. I'm afraid that's it. We've run out of time, which means that we need to head on home. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.